Hey there guys, this is a coursework review for a landing page submitted by Gurpreet. As he explained, he wants to test the interest of the market with this page. The product and the brand haven't been established yet. So let's jump right into it. I've recreated the top part of the page here in my Instapage account because I want to make some fixes and show you the process along the way. I'm going to start with the headline. It's a good headline. It provides a value and creates an intrigue because it raises the question of how to do something, but doesn't answer it yet. For this to work well, subhead has to provide that answer. Right now, your subhead sort of repeats the same information from the headline. I was still not sure what your product was until I read a bit more below the fold. I know it's not an easy task, it's a novelty product and you have to both explain what it is and also create a value. Oh, and do you have a typo in your headline and the subhead? In fact, I've found quite a few grammatical errors inside the page. Make sure to have someone proofread it before going live, or use a tool like Grammarly. It's not foolproof, but it will catch some obvious errors. This thing here is, in the design world, is called an orphan. It's when a word or two is left alone on its own. It gives a subhead an unfinished look. You can fix this very easily, just like this, making the paragraph a bit narrower. I would do exactly the same with your headline. I think it's long enough for it to go on 2 lines. And I'm going to break it right here. I'm going to break the line right here, as you can see, because that way you will see that it creates a bit better flow in the sentence. Learn how to scientifically test your business ideas. So as you can see, the verb and the action of the sentence is on the top, and the object of the sentence, no, I think it's a subject. The subject of the sentence is below on the second line. So that creates a really good flow in the sentence. Now by doing this, I've removed the dominance of the headline, and since the subhead is longer, it really competes for an attention. And the hierarchy of the information isn't that clear anymore. I can fix this by increasing the size of the headline. Let's say till 50. Fix this up. There you go. Now that's much better. Don't be afraid to go big with your objects. In design, it's better to err on the side of making things too big rather than too small. I still don't like the subhead though. He's still fighting for it. Let's make the type lighter, and I think that will put him in his place. So go to font settings and change this. It's normal right now, and change it to light. See? Now that is much better. This will affect all of the paragraphs on the page, but that's all right. They all can go a bit lighter. Now that it's light, I think we can afford to make it bigger. I would increase these to, like, say 20. See, that's my spell check from Grammarly telling me this is probably mistaken. Okay, the cover overlay of your hero shot is a bit too dark. It's hard to see what's in the background. I know you probably made it this way because the image is white, but I think we can afford to go a bit lighter. So it's right here. All right, now that's perfect. The text is still readable, and now we can see what's happening on the image. And this image is very nice. It gives a depth to the page and flowers at a very positive mood. I like it. Very good choice. Okay, on my screen, I see this gap and then another headline. This guy isn't relevant about the fold, but he's asking for some action. I would pull him down and let the above the fold do its job. Now that we've created a bit more room, we need to pull things down a bit. That's about right. Let's talk about the call to action. I think exposing the price is a bit too early. People will arrive, see an expensive product, and they'll go, oh, hell no, without giving you a chance to explain. Instead, I would transform this button into a stepping stone, for example, a button that leads them to the next section on the page. That way you won't scare them off with that price, and you will have them a bit more engaged in your story. I'll show you a nice little trick to make this button look very slick and bring an entire design together. Just go to the settings and remove the background like this. Say the background is gone. And change the border color to white. And hover effect, maybe something like grayish. And yeah, let's change the text. And voila, it's that easy. To give it more flow and direction, you could add a chevron pointing down. Let's see, let's add an image. I have this thing uploaded here. There we go. All right, now we can make both of these things, not here, sorry, both of these things clickable, so they go to this section on the page. Same here, click event, on page link, and click on this section right there. Let's save this and let's make a preview to see how it works. Cool. Now this page has a lot of depth to it. It looks like a window looking into the room. The buttons work. They continue to the next section of the page. Pretty cool. Okay, let's move to the remaining part of the page. I won't be doing any redesign here. I'll just give comments. This is a great section. I have nothing to add really. You provide great benefits. I like the use of icons. I just increased the line spacing to 1.4, 1.6 to give words a bit more room to breathe. This section, however, needs a bit more work. First, the paragraph is too wide. I haven't covered this in the course, but a width of a paragraph can seriously affect the readability of the text. To provide the best experience, don't put more than 80 characters per line. That includes spaces. The optimal length of a line is between 50 to 75 characters. In your case, it's about 110 characters, and that's quite wide. The reader's eye will have a hard time focusing on the text, and he will lose track of where a line starts and ends. There's a whole science behind this topic, but I'm not gonna go into this. Also, try using some photos or illustrations to help the reader digest the information. You've already used icons, so you'll need to do something else here. You could find free illustrations on places like graphicburger.com or freepeak.com. Also, they need a bit more white space between them. Give them some room to breathe. This section is fine. It is a repetition of an existing style, but I think you can get away with it. Although I don't think it's centered. It seems a bit nudged to the right. Have a look at it. There's an orphan right here. Could fix that. Okay, the testimonial section is good, but again, it needs more room to breathe. Add a good amount of space on the top, on the bottom, and on the sides of each testimonial. And make the typeface italic. It would look better. Same here, add a lot of space and decrease the width of the paragraph on the subhead. There's a typo right here. The text of the call to action was better from the above the fold. Start learning now. I would use that one here. Also, make the button wider so the text inside has more room, and definitely add a hover effect. A button that doesn't change its color on the hover will look very fishy. That's an expectation users have. Remember Jacob's law? Well, that's my feedback, guys. Thanks again for submitting your landing page, Gurpreet. For the rest of you guys, if you want me to review your landing page, you'll find a link to a form in the lecture number 17. Goodbye for now.